family. Welcome to another episode Underground Railroad Productions. This is your host, Rich. In the park with the Blue Pill, man. Welcome back, brother.
Peace, family. Peace to you and yours. Brother Blue, Port Live and Direct. We're here. Beautiful day in Brooklyn. Enjoying the air.
Good ass prana, baby. That's what Ralph Smart say. Good ass prana, baby.
Good ass prana, baby. Yes, indeed. Shout out to that brother.
Yeah, shout out
yes,
to Infinite Waters. Blue, this situation with Trump, the NFL, Kaepernick, protesting, taking a knee,
NBA,
Curry.
America.
It's America. It's so many layers to what's going on. Depending on how you look at it, you could see something different.
Absolutely.
Kaepernick exposed something. Kaepernick, what happened, what we seen yesterday with a lot of people taking a knee. We seen people that took a knee that said they would never take a knee.
Facts.
Ray Lewis and a couple of other people. Owners holding hands. What I want to ask you, Blue, is that there's something, it seems as though the narrative got changed.
Quick.
This is something that's not new. We've seen the narrative get changed plenty of, this is what happens during the course of history. That's why sometimes it's difficult to study history, because you think one thing is happening when there's a whole nother thing happening behind the scenes.
It's not solid.
So it went from we're protesting police brutality to we're unity. We're taking a knee for unity, or we're taking a knee
Solidarity.
for solidarity, or Trump attacking the NFL.
Right. Where our protest is against Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We're protesting him and his bully pulpit to say, look, we are not your bitches, let alone your sons of a bitches. You know what I'm saying? The discussion about the brutality is no longer a discussion.
Right.
It has been trumped. Okay?
Oh, man. So, for those that say...
we ain't even get started yet.
There you go. So, you know, some people look at it and they say, oh, so-and-so seen the light, or this one seen the light, but they don't know the chess moves. Because it was, I mean, that was a bold move by Trump. I mean, these dudes are supposed to be his friends.
It was one hell of a chess move.
I mean, these dudes supposed to be his friends, and he threw them under the bus. So, I guess some people would say his version of white supremacy is different from another person's version. People will say that, I mean, they got a whole plantation of what people might call slaves, and they're like, Trump, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're messing up business. We just gave you money. What reason would Trump have, do you think, to somebody that has given him millions, somebody that has his back? Don't say nothing negative about him. They're simply running their business. Why would he turn their back on him like that?
Trump has a very interesting dichotomy. You know what I'm saying? He has to, on one hand, cater to billion-dollar donors, all right, who wear their supremacy different, okay? And he also has to cater to his base, which is red-blooded Americans in the red states, red meat-eating, red blood-sipping, red state Republicans. So he has to throw them red meat every now and then. He has to rile his base up, you know what I'm saying? And he has to deflect conversations. He has access to Twitter. He can choose any topic, right, to create a firestorm and deflect this conversation, and deflect these conversations or these narratives. Or he could go directly to his base, right? I believe he was in Alabama. Okay, we need to take stock in exactly, you know, what these southern states are, in particular Alabama. We're talking Bull Connor, we're talking Selma, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about the bastions of white supremacy. So, yeah, he sacrificed the support of his friends, the donors, you know, who gave him a bag, you know what I'm saying? But he knows he can't buy a presidency necessarily, okay? He needs the voters, all right? So he knows that he's going to say something that's going to align with the sentiments of people who feel the same way that he does, all right? Now, these people's perception of America, right, and what it means to be an American and have pride and a patriotic spirit in this American experience, yes, those people categorically do not appreciate seeing protests at the NFL games. Those people do not appreciate melanated people even having a voice about melanated issues, because those people still feel that melanated people are subjective to whatever behavior, right, is bestowed upon them, because those children more than likely were the same children that were in the audience seeing black bodies swing off of limbs. And there's been nothing, right, outside of political gestures that have shown them anything other than, you know, we don't need to respect these niggas, all right? Oh, just because they got voting rights, you know, just because they can eat at cafeterias, just because they can sip out of the same fountains that me and my dog drink from, I'm bound to respect this person. You feel me? What is there to respect? You know what I mean? So Trump is speaking directly to the sentiments of his base to feel as he feel. And they ready to go. They ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So his whole thing is like, look, why are we catering? Why are we being polite? Even if these are your employees. You know what I'm saying? We're running this thing differently. You know what I mean? The you know, the hoods are off. So why are we catering? You know what I mean? And it's not a question of people are saying, he's saying, get Kaepernick. No, Kaepernick already got fired. He's not saying get Kaepernick fired. He's putting the rest of them in check to say, look, we don't want to see this expression of unpatriotism at America's football game, because I keep reminding you, not telling you, but reminding you, football is America's religion. Okay? So, yeah.
What did he see or know that the average person didn't know about his base when he was campaigning? He said, I could go in Midtown and shoot somebody and wouldn't lose none of my supporters. He must have known something way back then that it doesn't matter how outrageous, how outlandish I get, they're not leaving me.
This is America. You know what I'm saying? Everybody champions a voice. Okay? They got a TV show called The Voice, you know. People sit around the TV, and you know, the family gets together and they vote for who has the best voice. You know, that's entertainment. There's also a voice that comes in for the voiceless in regards to politics. All right, Europeans were dealing with a level of white fragility during the 8 years under Obama, feeling as if they lost something. Okay, and even prior to that, you know, all the way back to when Bill Clinton was president. You know what I'm saying? And he was running plays with Sister Souljah and all of them, appeasing a demographic that felt that they no longer had a voice, because there's a dominant voice in society by way of hip-hop. There's an entertainment, you know what I'm saying? There's a voice that's now global that can get the message out that much more quicker, you know? So they feel that there's a level of slippage. And for him, he represents a voice. You know, he's their candidate. They will express their sentiments. The ones that are large all the way in their subconscious, that they don't get open expressions, you know, or they don't have the platform to openly express themselves because everything now is so politically correct. So here's this person who's self-made, has his own money, apparently doesn't answer the politicians, right, who can get down with the dirtiest of them and say the most outlandish things. He knows, right, and, you know, the demographic. He already know the demographic. I done been in the WWE. I done tried this thing out. You know what I'm saying? I done been in cage fights. You know, these are the same people. It's the same red-blooded Americans. I'm going to play this demographic, you know, to the best of my abilities. And he know he's winning. You know what I'm saying? So why stop now? You have to keep that demographic continuously reminded as to why they put you where you're at, because the policies are not working. You know what I'm saying? The investigation is still coming. You know what I mean? You haven't heard about the investigation since Charlottesville. Everything has been based on race relations. Nobody's talking about Russia no more. Right? That used to be an everyday topic.
Ever since the eclipse, white supremacy has been all over the news, bro. That word. We haven't heard that word. You had to go to a Francis Cress Welsing book to read that word.
Right. Or
ever since August.
Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
Rest in power to him.
So moving on. In terms of the owners in the NFL, where do you think? Are you happy with the response from the players? Do you think Russell Simmons said it was some bitch ass shit what they did? So what's your take on the response of the players getting with the owners and getting with each other?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of feedback, more of it criticism than anything else. People are saying that it wasn't necessarily a noble gesture. You know what I mean? Them interlocking arms, not taking knees. People have now issues with people taking knees, the passivity of it. Again, the non-politicization of it in regards to saying, well, this is no longer political. This is a social gesture based on the fact that you don't like, what was said to you. You know what I'm saying? He's challenging your manhood, but it's not about your fellow man necessarily. It's not about the issue that Kaepernick originally initiated the protest for. That has gotten lost, you know what I'm saying, in all of the other controversy. LeBron coming out, you know what I'm saying, Steph Curry coming out. Again, but mind you, these are the same people who society was saying, these people aren't saying anything, and they're mute on the most important points, dealing with social justice and what have you. Well, they're openly engaging and attacking the president, you know what I'm saying, of the United States, supposedly the most powerful, position or platform or office in the world. At the same time that he's having unilateral battles across the aisle with not only his own political party, but they're threatening World War III, nuclear bombing, with other countries. This dude got some serious beefs. He's juggling them all like he's at war for real. You feel me? What is his diet? Like, what does this dude eat? You know what I'm saying? Like, we man, this is just interesting. But what do I feel in particular about what I saw? I mean, it's cute, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, again, I wish that there would have been more solidarity shown to Kaepernick as a member of the fraternity of NFL players. You know what I'm saying? You stand with your brother, you know what I mean? Politics aside, you know what I mean? They didn't hold him down enough, period. You know what I'm saying? They let him go. And now he is a full-blown martyr. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a full-blown martyr. They're talking about building statues to the brother and everything. Y'all know with me, this is just Law 44 because...
You said he had the Christ energy years ago.
Yeah, all of the players that I spoke about since 2012, from Curry to LeBron to Jay, they all popped up this weekend with this 44 resonator who was Trump. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting to me to see all of them interplay when we just came off of all of these 44 energies with the hurricanes and what have you. So, it's entanglement. You know what I'm saying? It's all of these factors have now fallen on one another. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like True Romance. Everybody got the pistol pointed at one another. This is going to irrevocably damage the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to have a financial windfall on a lot of different areas. It also is worth noting that even before all of this took place, Jay-Z showed solidarity to Kaepernick and said, I'm not going to do the halftime show. So we are seeing the politicizing of these public figures. It's no longer an option to sit out. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting, like I said, we live in a time where standing for what you believe in is kneeling. You know what I'm saying? Shit weird. Also worth noting is that this all popped up on the last day of existence, right? The world's supposed to end.
Nibiru!
You know, Trump blew some life into it. You feel me? He engaged everybody. Because if you engage the Negroocracy of Black Twitter, Black America, everybody else is engaged. He had all the heavy hitters engaged. You know what I'm saying? This was the conversation, the prevalent, prominent conversation this entire weekend. And he extended the lifespan on it because everybody was like, whoa, I can't wait to see what happens on Sunday. So in the mind of the collective consciousness of melanated people, we projected ourselves into a whole nother day. He saved the world.
And I looked at a meme. I was looking at a meme earlier from Chris Rock, and the meme said that when you're accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression.
Ugh.
To be equal with somebody else after being privileged to that person. Now you feel oppressed now because you
trading places.
Yeah, kind of elaborate on that because I thought that was kind of deep and that kind of sums a lot up.
I mean, there's an embedded mentality, you know, in white fragility that says you're better than them because, and then there's a long list. You know what I'm saying? There's never a conversation that says you're equal to them because, you know, they're saying, look, that's the part that we want to take. They say the Constitution is a flawed document based on that one iota that says all men were created equal. Because they say they have scientific proof that proves otherwise. And based on what it is that they have experienced in society, they're not willing to accept that. You know what I'm saying? So again, like I said, we have this affront to our own sense of democracy in this country that we're being asked to celebrate Americanism to the level that we're supposed to be patriots. But we know that our people fought in every war. You know what I'm saying? So there were our people, and there were other quote-unquote Americans as well that died in the Civil War, that died in World War II. But then you have a president that's openly celebrating remnants of both of those wars, Nazis and KKK, or Confederates for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Which is a total affront to everything that America stands for, so to say. So what America are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? We have to come to grips with that. You know what I mean? Is there two Americas? James Baldwin spoke about it. You know, other authors have spoke about it. And now we see clear evidence of it, as if our people haven't already known about this. You know what I mean? So they have been fed a concept of Americanism through a white lens or through white privilege that tells them, look, you know, we killed for this. We bled for this. We put niggas in their place for this. And we went around the world and we repeated it, you know, everywhere that we could dock at. You feel me? We spread this thing, Manifest Destiny, everywhere. You know what I mean? And we used the cross, you know what I'm saying? We showed up with the Bible and the rifle, and we put this thing down for our prosperity, for our children. Okay? Not for these niggas. They the help. Okay? Please don't get it twisted. Don't let them convince you otherwise. Okay? We allowed them to come in the house and, you know, instead of coming through the back, to coming through the front. That's it. They don't own the house. We don't care if somebody sat in the seat for 8 years. So this is what it's about. Reminding or reprogramming their subconscious that says, no, do not allow that program to not get hacked. We have to reinstitute and remind you niggas once and for all what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It's unapologetic. Okay? But what I'm willing or what I'm waiting for is what is the melanated response to it. You know, this not so much reactionary, but proactive. We just see a lot of reaction that looks kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? That looks kind of weak. I'm hearing a few good things. You know, I walked away with a few quotables this weekend, but have I seen anything substantial? Have I seen anybody saying, you know what, we're going to boss up and do our own thing and make our own league? You know what I'm saying? Because what is it that you're supplying us with that we can't do on our own? We could buy tights on our own. We could buy footballs on our own. You know what I mean? We could rent out stadiums and we can do this thing on our own. You know, we can live stream this to the rest of the world. They'll pay for it. They want to see us, granted. But if a people, an entire population, 44, 45 million people, you know, have refused for whatever reason to let go of the titty, and they're telling you that the milk is spoiled in that titty, but you still sucking on it looking for sustenance, what are we supposed to do with you? You know what I'm saying? At what point are you going to lash out and say, I'm going to do my own thing? Not because I hate you, you feel me? But because I've just convinced myself enough through having so much self-time, you know? Because they sitting you in the corner, you got hella time out to think about some things as of lately. You feel me? At what point do you want to put the big boy pants on and say, shit, I'm going to prove it to myself first, and then I'm going to prove it to the world because they're doubting me that I can do things on my own and not be in this domesticated situation where I need help from somebody else that's not doing anything for me but cutting me a check, and I could get the bag on my own. Okay?
Want to get a little spooky, spiritual / metaphysical real quick. Blue, we often talk about change happening in America. We often talk about how eventually, you know, the tides are going to turn and we will return to the glory in which we used to be. We talk a lot about prophecy. We talk about the golden age. We talk about the age of Aquarius versus the age of Pisces. And we talk about the cosmos and life being a movie. If life is a movie and we're all characters, you know, playing a role in this movie, it seems as though Trump is ushering in the Aquarian age at a fast pace by being this ultimate bad guy. Because if we had a Hillary Clinton for 8 more years, people may not wake up to the extent or at the speed that they are waking up under Trump. Trump has people wanting to do all types of things to spiritually, economically, to survive on their own. So it seems like Trump is really on a deeper level. He's fulfilling a role in cosmic prophecy. Could you talk to me about Trump, the role he's playing, and how he's kind of forcing us to wake up?
I told you. I said Trump saved the world.
Well, I mean,
you know, he lit it to them niggas on Friday. By Saturday, they was talking about, shit, wait till Sunday come. You know? That trumped the end of the world argument or conversation. Yeah. This guy's trumping everything. So, yeah, Trump is a heaven sent. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to use the devil card, you know what I'm saying? The devil card deals with abrupt transformation. You know what I'm saying?
Abrupt transformation.
Yeah, abrupt transformation. You know, these weather conditions are dealing with abrupt transformation. Right. You better get it right quick. You know what I mean? You don't no longer have the luxury of waiting. You know what I mean?
20 more years. And
you don't have that. You got to get it together. You know, whatever that you've been studying, whatever you've been around, you know what I mean? And for the people that's just woke, you know, that's why they're coming to these venues in more numbers, because they're like, look, I just woke. I don't know how to use this apparatus necessarily. Right. Can you help me accelerate? Because I'm ready to get on the fast track. So the people that just woke want to move that much more quicker. The people that been woke is like, I've been studying 15 years for this, so I'm just going to sit back, you know, and eat these gluten-free Cheetos and just watch this thing all go down because, you know, Bobby told me about this 15 years ago, okay? But folk that just, they like this. Folk woke up, it's like, well, I got to learn how to eat good. You know what I'm saying? I got to learn about fasting. I got to learn about meditation. You know what I'm saying? I got to learn how to, stand on my head. You know, I got to learn how to make this food. I got to learn what food it is. You know what I'm saying? They got to learn so much in so little time because they ready to go. They ready to use this thing. They like, how do I operate it? How do I use it? How do I make a business out of it? How do I support myself? How I'm support these babies? How I'm going to teach these babies? You know, they got to learn about vaccines. They're trying to figure out what's going on with Jim Carrey. It's a lot going on right now. You know what I mean? They're just now hearing about HAARP. We're 12 years removed from Katrina. And black folks is just now hearing about HAARP. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Like, where, what? Huh?
What?
I don't. You know, is the power of the church dissipating? Does anybody still go to churches on Sundays? Are the pews packed? Is the conversation that they're having in the church analogous to what's going on in society? Are they talking Revelation? Are they talking, you know, are they going into the deeper parts of that book? Are they extracting from it and saying, look, I'm going to give it to you in scripture? Is that happening in real time? I need to know. Because I want to know where all these people was at 15 and 20 years ago. What was they engaged in? Because Housewives wasn't on. So what was they looking at? Cardi B wasn't around then. So what was they so magnetized to that they weren't engaging with reality at all? Where all of this is news to them, post-Trump.
When, as I mentioned earlier, when you see someone like, just to use Ray Lewis as an example, since he got the meme going all over the internet, somebody who swears that they won't take a knee for the flag and the disrespect of the flag during the national anthem, they could never ever do that. And then you see them take a knee when it's time for something else, or when the owners tell them to take a knee.
Right.
What kind of psychology is that, brother? Because they're tricking the world, making us seem like there's really they're patriotic, but all this time it's really something else. And they kind of, if you really know how to look at it, they expose themselves on Sunday, if you're looking at it from the right lens. So
yeah,
what does that say psychologically, Blue?
Conditioning, right? If you went to a level of conditioning, right, the frog in the pot, turn the fire up, you know what I mean? It got hot enough that now you're willing to jump out, you know what I'm saying? But all along, you had the opportunity to get up out of that water. The water was scalding nonetheless. It might have been 300 degrees in that 450, 444, but, you know, there was a lot of...
Old Brooklyn.
He violated. I mean, Ray Lewis sees the world through the eyes of his owners. I think that, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think that would be me reaching, you know what I mean? I think that the world that Ray Lewis lives in, you know what I'm saying, is a world that deals with solidarity in the eyes of saying, you know, I have to feel this way if my owners feel this way as well. Then it's cool for me to feel that way if they feel that way, because I don't want to be feeling a particular way by myself. You know what I'm saying? Master, we sick. So he has a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with ownership that he feels, you know, he has to be told how to feel, what to feel, and when to feel. So they told that nigga, it's time to feel this particular way. You feel me? And he fell right in line. He's a Ray Lewis ass nigga. It's a lot of them out there. You feel me? I saw there's a meme going around where the three brothers are kneeling, and one of the brothers kneeling, and he's still doing the pledge. He still got his hand, you know what I'm saying, on his heart or what have you. He get Mayweather. So yeah, you know, Ray Allen or Ray Lewis, my bad, you know what I'm saying? He got the okay, you know, to do it in solidarity, to say I'm doing it with my masses. You feel me? It goes down better looking like that, as opposed to me doing it with players and looking like I'm in opposition to my masters. I'm in opposition to the owners, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I think that he's made his allegiance known a long time ago. You know what I mean? All the way back when he was Kaepernick's nemesis in 2012, not the whole year. Yeah, when they had the Super Bowl, when I first did my Kaepernick prophecies, he was Kaepernick's nemesis back then. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I gotta watch Law 44, bro. You know, I laid it out. 2012.
I mean, so is it a bad thing if Kaepernick, if one of the owners says this looks real bad for football, we want to increase ratings, somebody hired Kaepernick, is that bad for the message?
Yeah.
And what,
I think, like I said, that's why I said I think football is in a very precarious place right now, because they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. You know what I'm saying? Even if they decide at this point to hire Kaepernick, they're going to get backlash from Trump and his supporters, because he's going to be beating that drum from now until whenever to say boycott them. This is un-American. You know what I'm saying? We should not support this. And then there's going to be an increase in the drumbeat of protest. The people that say, okay, we got 200 players this week, but we need all of y'all next week. You know what I'm saying? And if it's 150 next week, then it wasn't sincere. You know what I'm saying? You have to hold that line now. You know what I mean? And we need to see some new antics. So, what's going to come out of this? It's going to be dragged down continuously into political discourse and protests. You feel me? And the people that stand to lose the most are the NFL. You know what I mean?
I guess we'll wrap it up there, Blue. I definitely appreciate your time with this topic, man. It's just such a important time that we're going to be reading about 20 years from now. We're going to hear stories about 20 years from now, man.
Yes, we will.
Leave the people your contact info, brother.
Blue Pillar 44. All right, that's on IG. You can reach me through Gmail at the same address, Blue Pillar 44. All right, that 444 is still, the code is still coming. Trust me, family, I'm overwhelmed, with the amount of information that has fallen into my lap. You know what I'm saying? And there's just certain steps that I have to take to protect this information before I get on the global stage and share it. It's a living testament. This is not a lecture. You know what I'm saying? This is a testament. So, you're bearing witness to it. It ain't taking no breaks. Just be observant of it. Bear witness to it. Be observant of it. And we're definitely going to follow through, when the necessary time permits. It ain't going nowhere. All right? All of the players is in play. You know what I'm saying? This is all Law 44 energy, from Jay to Bate to Beyonce to the halftime, the Super Bowl, to Kaepernick, to Ray Lewis, to Curry, to LeBron, Trump. Only thing missing in the mix right now is Obama. We still waiting for Obama to make a guest appearance on the grand stage and, neutralize some of this 44 energy that got Trump going crazy. So, yeah, very interesting times that we're living in. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting times. And
let me just add, it makes me, just seeing everything, Blue, it makes me respect Kaepernick even more for what he did, my brother, and know that he didn't do it when it was cool or when everybody was ganging up on Trump. He did it like from his heart. It came out the blue. He put his whole career, his income, everything on the line, man. That brother deserves utmost respect.
His Kabbalistic numbers, I believe, I don't remember the exact number. Again, you could go to all of my old lectures, all of the Super Bowl lectures that we did here on Black Magic, and you could catch pieces of that presentation. But I remember the meaning of his Kabbalistic correspondence means Prince of Peace, and it also means sacrificial bird. Like he's the game bird. That's why, in the 2012 Super Bowl, he was in New Orleans with Marie Laveau and all of that energy. You know what I'm saying, with the lights going out and him coming back, right, having a meteoric rise in the fourth quarter, almost bringing his team to victory. But he carries this energy as a Prince of Peace. He made the grand sacrifice on a global stage, and he actually is going to, in the end of the day, at the end of it all, he's going to bring the world to its knees. Because if he's able to bankrupt the NFL with his protests, and again, like I told you, this is America's religion. All right? What is the ramifications of that? What is niggas gonna do on Sundays with no football? Okay? Is crime gonna go up? Is babies gonna start spiking? Is women gonna start being happy? Or is it Yo, hold on. We talking about solidarity, right? And I remember this from my time incarcerated. I remember this from my time out west. There's only two things that melanated people and Europeans can conversate and have a level of conjecture on eye to eye. It's alcohol and sports. Boxing, basketball, baseball, but in particular, football. I've seen skinheads discourse with RBG men and not where it was rancor involved. Just trading stats and having this emotional investment in their favorite, my team. Listen to it. You know what I mean? You might hear it in football and baseball. You might even hear it in basketball, but you never hear it like you hear it in football. My team. I got the plush helmet pillow. I got the rag, I got the towel, I got the jersey, you know what I'm saying? I got the bobblehead in the car. You feel me? They got everything. The body paint, they have everything that speaks to affiliation. I'm banging with this team. All right? I'm throwing this set. This is my team for life. You feel me? So how is that separation anxiety going to play out in society? You know what I'm saying? Will white folks riot for that alone if they lose the NFL? You know what I'm saying? To niggers protest? You know? Is it going to change anything, though? Is the body's going to stop dropping because the police is like, you know what? I ain't got no Kansas Chiefs on Sundays. So we're going to stop killing these niggas so they can bring football back. In the way that I remember it. Where it was all American, it was all wholesome. We ain't had to hear nothing from these niggas since who? Because OJ already, you know, he's the one that cut his teeth. I told you it was two type of athletes during his time. It was the ones that still with Ali, right? Jim Browns, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had more to lose than anybody else at that time. You know what I'm saying? These was the ones that made political statements and used their platform, you know what I mean, to say, look, we're going to politicize sports. We're going to politicize our position in this world as being, quote, unquote, role models, having a platform and being able to say something and not kowtow into a check. OJ said, give me the check. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay? I'm taking the Ray Lewis approach towards this thing. Show me the money. So it's very interesting now that you even, again, seeing the OJs become the Alis. That's where we at. So I'm excited to see what comes out of it. You know what I'm saying? Again, the cabinet situation, very interesting. Y'all got to get that law 444 decoded. Is still on its way. We taking it all the way home, y'all. Peace.
Peace, family. This Brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figured since Kanye could ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I could ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I could make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is to inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. So hopefully throughout the years of you watching this program, you have been inspired to become the greatest version of yourself. If you would like to donate, you could go to www.paypal.com and send a donation to richandmerit7@yahoo.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your program.